Good morning. It's a beautiful day and I am inside practicing. I am here to present to you part 2 of my arpeggio system. In part 1 we discussed playing every single triad quality across the entire length and width of your instrument using a framework of 2 notes per string. That yields every single arpeggio that you need, triad arpeggio that you need. For example, here's a C major arpeggio starting from the lowest extremity and moving to the highest extremity on your instrument. So, this is extendable to every 7th chord and every 7th chord quality. All you need to do is figure out where the root of your arpeggio is and add the 7th just below that. So as opposed to having a 2-note per string system, now it's a 2, sometimes 3-note per string system. Simply add the root below, or add the 7th below the root of any of the chords that you're working with. So in the case of F7, I don't have an E flat for my F, A, C, and E flat in my arpeggio. However, I do have one right here. I'm going to target this one. So I get F, A, that's 2 notes on that string, C. I'm going to find the F above it, that's supposed to happen on this string. Luckily, between C and E flat, or C and F, is E flat, which is the 7 of the chord we're looking at. So in order to make this system work, all you need to have are the notes in the chord that you're working with, the arpeggio that you're working with, and you have to know the notes on your instrument. And this can be used to explore the notes on your instrument as well if you know the sounds that you're looking for. So for an F7 arpeggio, it'll look like this. F, which is the lowest extremity of the arpeggio that you can find on the instrument. A, which is the 2nd note on that string. We're going to move to the next string. It'll be C, that's the next note that we're looking for. Now, C is the 5th in relation to the root of this arpeggio, so we need a 7. This counts as the 2nd note of the string. We're not going to move across. What we're going to do is we're going to move up, and that's going to be our real 2nd note. That's the root. So what we have is this: root 3, next string 5, flat 7, root. Between C and F, that's my cell. Now I'm going to move to the next string. We have A and C. Just like that. Now, in our triad system, we would move up to F on the next string, but what we're going to do is we're going to move up to E flat and F. Now, that's 2 notes per string, but we're not going to move up to the next string just yet. We're going to add the 3rd of the chord, which is A, on the 14th fret of the 3rd string, and then we're going to move up. So now we have C. This is another one of these cells from earlier. We had a C down here that we followed with E flat and then F. So we're going to do the same thing up here. C, E flat, F, and then we're going to move strings up to A and then C. And you can figure out that however you want. It's up to you. Use whatever system of fingering is easiest for you. So we're going to start at the top. C, we're going to work our way down. We need C and then A. That's 2 notes on the string, so we're going to move to the next one. We have our root right here. So this counts as half of one of our notes, and here's the other half, F and E flat. The root and the 7 are included together in this system. So that way, the overall structure derived from the 2-note per string arpeggio system remains the same. My neighbor's dogs have something to say about this. They are blown away, just like you should be. Then we've played A and we played F and E flat on the 3rd string. We're gonna hop down to C and then A and then move down to the next string where we play the root and the 7th and the 5th and then back down to our root via the 6th string. Now, we're going to do another arpeggio in a different key to demonstrate the validity of the system. Let's do an A minor 7 chord. The lowest extremity of an A minor 7 chord, let's back up a little bit. An A minor 7 chord is A, C, E, G. So in order to find these notes on our guitar, we need to find the lowest note in those of those 4 pitches that exists on our instrument. Luckily, the low E string is where we're looking. So that's the 5th of that chord. So in our triad arpeggio system, we might play this in our 2-note per string technique. We might play it like this: E, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C. We might play it like that. All we're going to do is we're going to insert the 7 of this minor 7 arpeggio between the 5th and the root wherever we play those notes. So Let me demonstrate. So, E is the fifth, but it's also the lowest extremity on the guitar. So what we're going to do is we're going to play E, and we're going to find flat 7, which is in relation to the root, which is right here, G. So we have E and G. In our 2-note per string system, we might move up to the next string to find A, but that only moves us across this way. So we're going to go up to A, and that's our second note on this string. So all together, E, G, A. Now we're going to move to the next string. C, E. Now we're going to move to the next string. G, A, C. Then the next string, E, G, A. Then the next string, C, E. The next string, G, A, C. So this is what we get all together. Just like that. Now, this works with every quality of 7th chord. Let's try an augmented dominant 7 because that's fun. Let's do an E augmented dominant 7th. So the notes in that chord are E, G sharp, B sharp, or enharmonically spelled C natural, and D. So we get a really interesting sound with that. So the lowest note in that chord on the guitar is, again, E. So we have E and G sharp. That's 1 and 3. The next one is going to be sharp 5. This one can be kind of tricky because you'll get these 3 notes right next to each other. But that's the arpeggio, and it's very similar to that Weezer thing I just realized. Anyway, so moving up the arpeggio, we need E and G sharp, and then we have C. And the 7 of this chord is D, and the root of this chord is E. Then we're going to move to the next string. G sharp, B sharp, D is going to be on the next string. D, E, G sharp. Next string is going to be C or B sharp, D natural, E, and then G sharp and C. And I think I also have a D all the way up there. So the point of this video is to expand on this 2 notes per string arpeggio system. Basically, all you're going to do is wherever you would play the root, you're going to play the 7 right below where you would play the root. And this goes for every chord, whether it's half diminished, whether it's fully diminished. Some of the keys get a little bit wonky on this particular instrument because I don't have the same number of frets on all of my instruments, but more or less the system can get you playing arpeggios throughout the length and timbre, the timbral differences of your instrument. It can get you painting in every color on your instrument. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.